Everyone. So glad you joined today. This is going to be a special session. It will be a very interesting session. We're going to be joined today by a different Ascended Master. His name is Master Zoser. And I first have to send a thank you to Rob Wergin, who's a master healer from the US, and he's done really pioneering and incredible work in the field and the space of healing in general. And he discovered or rediscovered Master Zoser. Master Zoser is a master of healing, very focused on physical, physical healing, healing in the body. He has an incredible understanding of the human body. He's been incarnated many, many times. His last incarnation, though, was really some time back, and that's why we tend not to hear about him as much these days, as much as other ascended masters. His last incarnation was before Jesus Christ, um, before Buddha, even. So his last incarnation was during the time of the pharaohs in Egypt, and he's got a tomb around the Sphinx, and he's got his own little pyramid tomb commemorating him. But we don't hear about him too much these days. He was basically unknown. And I saw one group online who does worship him as a master, the Astara community. But other than that, he had really kind of faded into history. But he has a tremendous knowledge for healing. And one thing that really intrigued me tremendously about Master Zoser is when I first connected with him, with Rob and Rob's work in his sessions. I noticed that Master Zoser worked differently than a lot of the other masters, spiritual masters, multidimensional beings that I had seen. Master Zoser was very different, felt very different. His whole style, his approach, his mechanism of action, of how he removes blockages, is entirely different from the other methods I had experienced before. And it's also very different from how my higher self Yona removes blockages. So it it may feel very different. The approach is very different. And as I kind of looked at it and analyzed it, in my experience, his process is is different in that it's attacking a group of blockages at a time, and there's also a delayed effect. So in contrast, whereas as Yona generally will kind of finish up the work she's started, right, on a kind of unit by unit basis as we're moving along, and is also gentle, fairly gradual. So it's you stop there, you pick up later, no big deal. You could continue working with Yona. You could do multiple work in a row, or it could be ongoing. It's all fine. It's all good. Master Zoser, his whole approach is very different. And what I believe he's doing, from my experience and how I've looked at it and reflected it, he's destabilizing a group of blockages at a time, and then blockages loosen up. So he'll do some initial work in the first hour that will continue for 2 or 3 hours, and then they will start to loosen up, become destabilized, and then for me, a day and a half later, that's when they really start to fell off. And in that time, like, you kind of feel them loosen up. It actually got very uncomfortable, 24 hours in, as they started to loosen up, and I started to feel both what was in those blockages surfacing, and also the uneasiness of having unstable blockages moving around a little bit. But then what happened is, as I sat down to meditate, just a quiet meditation, I was able to release and let that block of blockages go. Um, So, not saying one process is better than the other, but it's strikingly different. It's an entirely different way to go about the whole process. The other things I found that in my experience is because of the energy coming in and the force he's using in those initial phases, I actually had to, eat something 2, 3 hours later, and it was beneficial to eat something to help kind of bolster the system a little bit and provide some more energy for that recovery process. I got significantly more fatigued the next day as his process unfolded and blockages started to release in the next 36 hours. So for me, it was 1.5 days. It's possible it could be 3 days. It shouldn't be more than that. But it's just fascinating how he works. So I also have to give a major thank you to Edward. Edward's been a big trooper going through a surgery, a chemo today, and that inspired me to kind of pull out Master Zoser and kind of come at it from different angles. And we did some energy work for Edward with Master Zoser last night, and the the energy coming through was also very different. And I was actually up half the night after that. I was just so wired because when he came through, his frequency was different. I felt him stretching the energy lines wider to accommodate his frequency, and he's coming in with a lot of force to get done what he needs. The other thing about Master Zoser, which I found particularly intriguing, is that when I connect with different ascended masters and energy channel various ascended masters, they often feel very light, very very joyous, like Jesus Christ, really really full of love. Um, Meher Baba, that joy, that love, that brightness, that brilliance coming through, and you just feel very great. You feel like super uplifted. It's like the vibration is rising, right? Like all boats are rising, and you feel really good. When I came in for Edward last night with Master Zoser, I didn't feel so good. What I felt was really a tremendous rush of energy, and I felt Master Zoser almost bringing um, his level and his energy down to the level of the blockages. So it's almost like, he's fighting fire with fire. He's coming at those blockages with the force that's necessary. And, and I didn't feel good, and I didn't feel, happy, joyous, uplifted. I really just felt that tremendous energy coming through. But when I felt that, I was like, this is what we want right now. Edward's going into chemo in 7 hours or however many hours it was at this time, and it was like, yeah, I want to come down to the level of the body and like what's going on right here, and if we could come through with this bulldozer, this lightning, pushing through, I'm all about that. And I stuck with that for some time, maybe even an hour. And then even after I stopped, I could still feel like all the effects of that energy that had come in. Yeah, thank you, Edward. I'm glad you liked it. It was pretty incredible. Yeah, and just feeling that amount of energy that had come through. I was just not sleeping whatsoever. Yeah, I tried to sleep. I was just not even tired whatsoever. I even wound up eating several hours later. And then sometime it might have been 2, 3 a.m. I finally went to bed and I slept a little bit before the morning. And I actually slept very well for that time after that, after the energy had come through. So that's Master Zoser. I'm delighted that he's with us and he's given this signal to participate here. He hasn't come through a lot. Again, he's not so widely used and widely known, but his expertise and really coming down um, coming down at the physical level and his knowledge is incredible, and the experience is really something else. So this session will be different. It's different in terms of what we're gonna experience. It's different in terms of who we're working with, and also I'm gonna check in with you more. And I do want your feedback as we're going through this process. So will check in. I will ask for feedback. So definitely keep your eyes closed. But I would say maybe leave your microphones off mute if you can. And then when I call on you, I may check in 2 or 3 times to see how you're doing. You'll be able to talk without turning on the mic and opening your eyes to turn on the mic. The other thing that we can try is most of the session we can be in a horizontal position. We can be lying down. So I would say you can start sitting up for the first 5 minutes, but then as you feel it, as you feel the energy and the work coming in, you can lie down and rest. And I think that is going to be the best position to receive his work and his grace and his energy. Um, so be comfortable if you need a blanket there, if you need a pillow over there. Um, if you're on a couch, that's great. A bed, that's great. If not, if you have a yoga mat or whatever else you need to be comfortable, I would say now's a good time to get that. Um, if you need to use the bathroom before we begin, anything that you might need, if you haven't drunk a glass of water in a while and you're super thirsty, anything that you might want to take care of, it's good to take care of that. And then once we get started, we'll we'll let them go. And we may be lying down over there for for 45 minutes or so, and then we'll check in. So I'll start off with a little bit of music as I give you a couple minutes just to prepare. And I'll play some more Middle Easternish music to get us in the mood and yeah, relate to where he was in his last incarnation. So I'll put that on in a second. Okay, so I'm going to start to connect with Master Zoser. Feel my energy. Feel my grace, my love, my compassion for you all. I am here, I am with you. I am ancient. I am the ancient master healer. I have come back to be with you, to connect with you, to heal you. And I love working with all of you. My love and compassion knows no bounds. My mercy is endless as an ocean. My love and grace are like tidal waves, like seagulls flying above the waves. Come down and pick at your difficulties, your miseries, and help heal you. Feel my love. I'm with you always. Sit back, relax, breathe me in. You can imagine me like a white mist coming in through your nostrils. Know that I wear white robes. Breathe me in through your nostrils like a mist, like a white mist coming in through your nose. See me in front of you. Know that I am big, I am tall, I am compassionate. I have a deep voice. The voice of the channel does not sound like my voice. You might tremble if you heard my voice. It is almost like a bellows. It's like a bull grunting. But there would be no need to be afraid. I'm compassionate. I am gentle. I'm here to serve you. Breathe me in. Breathe me in slowly and deeply. Breathe me in and see that mist filling your body, filling your head, filling your neck, filling your torso, moving downwards through your legs, through your knees, down through your ankles, through your feet, out your feet. I am inside you. I'm permeating your entire body with this mist. Close your eyes, keep your eyes. You can visualize me in front of you. I am big, I'm strong, I'm gentle. And breathe in and out slowly and watch the breath. As you watch the breath, I'm connecting with your soul. I am reading you, examining you, seeing your entire field. I have been monitoring you for some time. I will not do anything that is unsafe in this procedure, even though the channel has told you that my process is more intense oftentimes. This will be more of a introductory session, and it will not be as intense this time as I often conduct this work. The channel had done a more intensive process with me before, and had a bunch of time with me leading up to that, and that's why it was more intense for him. So your experience will be more natural this time. I'm slowly massaging you, massaging your belly, sending waves of energy through you, destabilizing, melting impressions, blockages that you no longer need. Relax, stay present. And I'll check in now if anybody would like to share what they're experiencing. You know, this session will be more interactive. So if anybody would like to share what they're experiencing so far, just go ahead and speak up. Not that's also okay. We'll check in some time. We will be in silence now for some minutes. The channel will put on some mild background music. Next time I will guide him to pick a different music selection, but for now we will go with what he has and we'll put on that music and be in silence together for about 10 minutes. Now start moving your attention. Focus on your toes. Focus on your head. Move up and down between your head and your toes. Running through your body. Sending energy up and down. Focus on your breath at the tip of your nose. And now pat yourself on the top of the head and move your palm around in a clockwise fashion. I'm opening up some of the energy centers at the top of the head now. Rest your hands back down, palms up. Gentle deep breaths in and out. Feel yourself grounded to the floor. It's okay to be in a seated position if you like. If you're lying down, that's also. Feel that contact with the floor. I'm moving up from the floor, from that surface, all the way up through to the front side of your body. From your feet to your head. Feel my presence. Continue to breathe me in. Feel my grace. Feel my love. Love for all of you. All right, guys. Master Zoser is closing this session for now. Next time it will be a bit longer. And we will take comments. So Jonah, I'm coming back here. We will take comments from everyone and hear how it was for you, hear about your experience with Master Zoser. Did you feel any difference in this meditation? So we will start. If Claudia is ready, we can start with her first. She is there. Okay, well, we will come back. M. Benk, would you like to go ahead? Absolutely. Yeah, that's with the highest beneficial intent for everyone. Yeah, we wouldn't want to do anything that's not beneficial. We would never bring in any energies that weren't of the highest order and of the highest good for everyone. Okay. All right. So we'll move to Edward. You'd like to tell us how you felt. Okay. So yeah, thank you all for now. Message me, privately if you like. Let me know how it was for you. I'm curious to know, get feedback, how you felt, if you felt anything differently. I did feel him come through, but it was much more gentle than I felt him last night or at or at other times, I think like he said, he's letting us ease into his energy for newer folks to him. So yeah, so definitely let me know. Okay. All right. Thank you, everyone.